What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle, he's Darin, and this is the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast.
Oh man, what a
Darin,
man.
Darin. Okay, I want to start out with some positives. Can we start out with some positives?
What? Please,
Okay,
please.
number one, Purple Dope family. Last week's episode was the most downloaded episode of our entire podcast. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just climbing. We're climbing every week, but last week's episode got the most downloads. So thank you
Love it.
all for checking out the Purple Dopes podcast. Maybe it was because we were all so excited. People were just tuning in to as many Vikings content as they could. We'll see how this week goes. So thank you guys for following along with the show. If you are on any podcast platforms, please make sure you follow along and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then please drop a comment of where you guys are listening from. We want to know kind of where the audience is coming from and where the Skull Nation is residing all across the world. So, Darin, you were at the game last night, my friend.
I was there.
Let's talk about the environment because I'm watching it at home and Penix could not think in that huddle. I mean, the skull chants, the skull pride, the skull loudness was there. What was the environment like first to start before we get in the game details?
Yeah, man. I mean, anytime you go to US Bank Stadium, as you know, it's electric. Primetime games hit different. They have like the cool shows they're doing about a half hour before the game starts. They got the light shows. They had little wristbands for everyone to kind of hold up. Atmosphere is electric. Like, again, you saw the penalties that they had early on. I thought the crowd stayed engaged pretty much the whole game. I would say once we had that fourth quarter fumble, I would say that took the wind out of our sails a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the crowd did a fantastic job getting on their feet, staying loud when they had the ball. So yeah, atmosphere was great. It's your typical US Bank Stadium atmosphere. It was awesome.
Now I know we shouted out where you were at in the stadium. Any Purple Dope love in your area of the stadium?
So I wouldn't say I had any listeners approach me, but in the concourse, I had several people see my shirt, ask about it. So let's hope we get some new listeners after seeing the shirt at the game.
Okay. Well, if you're
yeah, didn't run into any listeners at the game.
okay, well, if you're one of those few people that caught Darin in the concourse, please make sure drop a comment, shout us out, plug it on your social medias. We would love for you guys to bring in some friends. All right. I tweeted last night after the game, like, did a football game just happen? Because in my mind, I'm continuing to wait this morning for our offense to get going. So yeah. Let's start there. JJ has 3 turnovers, 2 INTs, 1 fumble. I saw it on ESPN last night, a 37.5 passer rating. What are your thoughts being there live?
He's ranked 32nd out of 33 quarterbacks in QBR this year. So we got some work to do, but
okay. So, I mean, what was your takes on JJ last night, game 2, coming off that game in Chicago, fourth quarter? I mean, what were you noticing as you were there live?
I mean, obviously you would have hoped to have seen that momentum continue from Chicago, but I understood that, again, he's fresh, right? Like, this is his second game. He's barely played in the preseason. He spent, again, all last year he was injured, didn't get practice team reps. But again, I think we all went into the season hopeful that he's just going to plug and play, be throwing for 240 yards a game.
Yeah.
And that's probably unrealistic. And I'm not saying he can't get there, but I think the inconsistencies that we're seeing right now, for better or for worse, I think we're going to see those throughout the season pop up from time to time. Hopefully he can start getting more comfortable. It looks like he's about a half a step to a step late on a lot of the big throws that we need. Like even that pick where I forget the guy's name was like Bowman or something, but he made play on the ball, but the ball should have been outside to Naylor, should have been thrown earlier.
Yeah.
Again, the guy made a good play, but I think he's just missing guys. A couple times I saw Jefferson break open where, again, maybe he's not always the primary, but
he's got to
Jefferson. I feel like if you see his zone coverage, or he's singled up, no safety help, that means he's open, right? And he's Justin Jefferson. Like he should be getting 10 targets, man.
Yeah,
But
I think I was surprised with I mean, we didn't have the ball enough to like get him 10, 15 targets. But the fact that Jefferson, I think, was targeted 5 times, 6 times maybe. A guy of that caliber, a guy with that skill set, we got to be looking to him more often. And I think JJ's got to begin recognizing, like you said, when he's got those coverages, you got to get him the ball, or at least give him a chance to get the ball.
100%. And I get if there's 2, 3 guys around him, yeah, like we don't need to throw it to him so much that we're going to turn it over. Like
Yeah,
again, bring me back to like the Jacksonville game last year with Darnold, but no one's going that far. But yeah, we got to be looking his way a lot more. And really just creative ways to get him the ball. Like even
yeah,
if we got to throw some short passes, get the ball to him in space. I don't know. It'd been nice again when nothing's working. It felt like O'Connell needed to add a wrinkle or two.
yeah,
And again, maybe he tried to, and I didn't notice it, but it just felt like he needs like something in his bag of tricks as like the get us going plays. So I don't know if
yeah.
it's a gimmick play or something, but
Hmm.
just something to electrify the offense a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not down on KOC at all because I think KOC is a great coach, but I'm kind of wondering in my
Absolutely.
brain this morning, you got a 22-year-old kid, it's his second year. You've been fortunate to have a Sam Darnold, a Kirk Cousins the last 3 seasons as he's been the coach. I mean, is the playbook that he's dialing up a little much for a 22-year-old kid? Do we need to simplify things at all for him? Do we need to give him, 5 to 6?
Yeah.
Is the opening, it seems like the last 2 games anyway, when we script those plays, it seems like that's when JJ's at his worst. If I'm being honest, I mean, he's not coming out like Sam Darnold would, which I feel
Yeah.
like was Sam Darnold's strong suit was those scripted first quarter, first drive out of the second
Oh,
half
absolutely.
plays.
Sam Darnold, those first first plays of each half, he was great,
Yeah,
and
so
I don't disagree.
do we need to simplify those for JJ or shorten those and allow him to get, kind of play as we see to get him the throws like you were saying that we need? Or, I mean, do we need to get
Yeah.
that run game going just a little bit more? I mean, I felt like
Oh man,
first
run
first
game was
half,
the
I mean,
Yep.
we really, I mean, yeah, the first half was just, I mean, as far as like play calling goes, I'm not knocking O'Connell because maybe the plays were there and JJ just wasn't hitting, but I just feel like we were three and out, three and out, three and out over and over again.
Yeah, it felt like it, and again, like you got to execute. There's
Yeah.
some errors we're making too. That like, what are we doing? Even that first drive, third down play, I felt like JJ extended the ball where it might have been worth a challenge. I saw the replay.
Yeah.
Looked like his knees stayed up until the ball crossed the plane.
Hmm.
And then, again, I like the call to go for it on 4th and 1. And then, JJ bobbles the snap, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's it then, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
so
That
I,
play
I,
call
I
that
like the aggressive call, but it
agreed.
might have even been worth the challenge. But I get early challenge, that's kind of difficult because you don't
Yeah.
want to not get it. But
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
on that, I mean, even on that 4th and 1, I mean, is that the play we want to call with a rookie quarterback early
I
in the
think
game?
so. I mean, a
Makes
QB sneak, again, he hasn't done it enough for me to know if he's,
Yeah,
Brady-esque,
that's
right?
where
Brady
I'm
was
at.
yeah.
Watching it live, that first one, I'm like, he's not the guy for you know. Um,
Yeah,
he
and
got
it makes me
upright, he
real.
fumbled the
Yep.
ball. I mean, it just
Yeah, I mean, again, he bobbled it, so there's
yeah,
no way to know if we would have gotten it or not. But and again, like we put that drive together, got down to the 2 yard line where he hit that throw to what do you get Thielen on like
yeah.
it was like 3rd and 18 or something. Then he hit Thielen for 19, 20 yards.
Yeah.
Got the ball down 1st and goal at the 2. That has to be a touchdown. And
That
again, that first play, JJ drops the ball. Sounds like he had Jefferson open.
hmm,
Even after he picked it up, he still almost threw it to him, so that would have been huge. But those are the kind of plays where I wonder, at least on 1st and 2nd down, you can be a little bit more predictable and say, like, we're just going to run it up the
yep.
gut, best on best, and
Yes.
expect that our acquisitions that we made this offseason are going to be able to push the defensive line to give us 2 yards and get in the end zone.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that
I
really
thought that's why we got those guys, right, to get
yes.
that on the run game.
I
And
that really frustrated me as we get the ball on the 2 yard line. I'm watching it with my two boys, and I'm like, okay, Mason's got to just pound this in.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
throw this like fake handoff, fake pitch. JJ drops it. It just seemed like it was a little too much. based on
There's a
what had
lot
been
going on.
based on what had been working to get us there. I mean,
Yep.
Mason at that point, I think that was in the second quarter, had been carving up 3, 4, 5 yards a carry. Like, get him
Yeah.
the ball 2 times in a row, he'll get in the end zone.
100%. Yep.
Yeah,
I honestly, if you think about it, 4 plays in a row, handing it off to Mason from the 2 yard line.
yeah,
If our offensive line is as improved as it should be based on who we got, getting
yeah,
Kelly, Breeze, Jackson.
yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, I will say left tackle is a huge area of concern when you're
Mhm.
without Christian Darrisaw.
Yeah,
Justin will just, I know he's a backup, but man, he just is getting tossed around and not doing us any favors in the pass game or the run game.
yeah. Well, let's.
Uh,
I mean, let's go. Falcons defense, who hasn't had a 10 sack rusher in, I think, like 10 years or something like that.
yeah,
Falcons defense, 6 sacks, 3 turnovers, didn't allow a touchdown the entire game. I mean, we made them look
53,
like,
53% pressure rate on JJ.
yeah. And
I mean,
you've been talking about it, but I mean, that's what our focus was this offseason, was that offensive line. And when our young quarterback's getting sacked 6 times, I mean, there's a reason why maybe he's holding the ball a little too long, not making those early throws. He's feared for his
yeah.
life. I mean, that hit he took on that fumble, holy
Oh
moly.
man.
I can't believe
Yeah,
he
he
got
got
up from
rocked.
it.
Yep. He
Yeah.
got rocked. And that's where again, you know, easiest way to kind of start ruining your young quarterback is getting them hit all the time. We saw it with guys like David Carr and other quarterbacks that
Yes.
just when you get hit too often early
David
in your
Carr shout out. Let's go.
yeah, right. But it just feels like you got these guys to keep them upright.
Yeah.
Sounds like Darisaw's really close to being back. That'll be super
I've been
helpful.
hearing this week. So I mean that's
Yeah.
early, obviously, but
Yeah, it would be nice to get him back out there. Obviously, coming out of last night, the injury list grows. You got Kelly is on there with concussion.
yeah.
I think there's like 12 guys right now on our injury list. So
Which we talked about at the beginning of this, like injury riddled free season. We're
yeah,
excited, but I mean, any of those injuries could really derail things for us, especially when you're talking
um,
about that offensive line
and they
that we
pile up.
that
Yeah,
we invested a lot of funds into. So,
yep.
um,
But again, coming out though, first half, you get that field goal, you're down 9-3. Again, there's what 15 seconds and JJ hits Jefferson on
yeah,
that
I mean, it just
great route.
there's so many glimpses of like this is what it could be, right? You see
Mhm.
those pieces like this is what it could be.
And don't get me wrong, like from a coaching standpoint, I was excited to see him like, look, 12, 15, whatever seconds, we're gonna go for it.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and they throw that one down the middle, they get into field goal range, will the thrill's automatic.
Yeah,
It was great.
yeah. Two
Again,
for
for as
two, two
bad as it
field
was
goals.
going, for as bad as it was going, we're
Yeah,
going into the fourth quarter down by 6,
yeah,
the ball first and 10 at midfield.
yeah.
Like, I mean, at that point, I'm like, all right, here comes fourth quarter JJ. And then, yeah,
Yes,
he gets the
yes.
sack fumble to start the quarter, and things
Hmm.
really
Yeah.
fell apart from there.
Well, let's talk about the defense. I mean, our defense, I feel like played the exact game we want them to, even with some guys out of the game, not having Van Ginkel there. I think was big. But we're only giving up 5 field goals to the Atlanta Falcons at home. In my mind, that's a no-brainer W for us. Um,
Yeah, yeah. If you told me that we gave up 5 field goals, I would have said we win.
for
Uh,
sure.
just not thinking our offense would be struggling this bad.
Yeah.
So I think the defense is doing, for the most part, what they should. They are getting gashed on the ground, though.
Well, I mean,
And don't get me wrong,
Bijan
Bijan
Robinson.
Robinson, he's elite.
Listen to this stat. Bijan Robinson, 168 total yards. Vikings offense, 176 total yards. I
Yeah.
mean,
And that's where, again, they're playing bend don't break football right now, and I
yeah,
can live with it. It's fun to
yeah,
see him get a turnover. That was great.
yeah.
And I think they did their job overall last night.
Hmm.
That last touchdown, I'm really not gonna knock them for it. I think
Not at all.
they've been on the field forever.
Yeah,
Again,
I didn't see a time of possession, but I mean, it
it
must have
felt
been.
it felt lopsided. Yeah.
Yeah,
And again, to circle back to the offense, and really the play calling, O'Connell there in the fourth quarter. One, JJ missing Naylor, which, oh man,
that's the
felt like
game.
that was going to be a touchdown.
No, I
Like,
agree.
if you
I
hit him in stride, it's a touchdown. Felt like worst case scenario is you need to underthrow this ball. So
Yeah.
the guy runs into him, you get a PI, and you move down the field.
Hmm.
But you got to hit him in stride there. And then it's 4th and 1. In my mind, I'm like, you only run that deep play if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, I thought that same thing as I watched it.
In our defense, again, they hadn't been giving up touchdowns, but they weren't getting 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
So to punt the ball away on 4th and 1, it's like, you know that the Falcons are probably getting 1 or 2 first downs
Hmm.
minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really for KOC at that point, you go for it. I think it was on like the 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the ball deep in our zone, sure, but like even if they score a touchdown, which they ended up doing, they do it in 2 minutes instead
Yeah.
of 6.
8 minutes. Yeah. I think they had the ball for 6 to 8 minutes on that drive.
Yeah.
Um,
So to me, I don't understand what was going through his mind with the punt. Like I know he thought we'll stop him, get the ball back, but that's just not really how the game was going.
yeah.
It
No.
feels in the
It,
moment you got to kind of feel how that's happening, and
yeah.
maybe it's
I mean, watching the game time and time again, it was 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1 for the Falcons,
yeah.
and we didn't shut them down on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1
Oh
at
no,
all. I don't think we
no.
made one stop on 3rd and short. And
Yep,
so that
our
that's
push up
that
front just wasn't there.
yeah, that to me is a. 'Cause I mean, Bijan starting out the game with a 40-yard run and then a 20-yard run. I mean,
Sure.
you said it before the game, as far as our main concern was kind of containing Bijan Robinson. So I think
Yep.
that definitely our defense, the run. I mean, I feel like passing wise, Penix was, I think he got 135 yards passing. So it's
Yeah.
not like he tortures, but you don't have to do that. And
Not when your
Penix was able
defense
to.
is you're playing against an inept offense and
Yeah,
your
Penix was
game is
really able just to manage the game, which I think is,
yep.
all he needed to do that game. Um,
And what's hard for as close as it was for most of the game, like you always felt like you had a chance, but there's a part of me that almost felt like, man, are we really gonna do this? Like, can he really flip
yeah,
the switch again?
yeah.
And you
Well,
s-
yeah. I mean,
you gotta
you
you gotta
play
be playing the whole game.
you play. I mean, 6 out of 7 at that point bad quarters of football. I mean, he's had one quarter where we're like, this is the guy, this is our QB1.
Right.
Um, you know, I don't know that he. I keep going back to like Tim Tebow because Tim Tebow just always found a way to win. But is that what we want from our quarterback? Like, do we want this fourth quarter guy that just all of a sudden turns it on
Exactly.
each game? Like, you can't bank on that every game. You can't play bad all the time and then just
Yeah.
turn it on.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not ready to go there with JJ yet. I
No,
think there's a ton of potential. Still love the
absolutely.
guy. He's our guy. I heard some disgruntled fans, which I
Yeah,
get. People
yeah,
are upset and they say things in the moment, but JJ's our guy.
yeah,
He's
absolutely.
got, there's no threat in benching. They're not going to put in
Yeah,
Carson Wentz.
no,
So this year's really ride or die with him, and
um,
I still feel good about it. Obviously, we have that tough stretch of games post bye that hopefully we got things figured
yeah,
out by then. Because especially the run D, I mean, coming up against Saquon, Derrick Henry, we got
yeah.
some dudes coming up.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yes, yeah, that
we
we got
gotta
to make
figure
sure
it
our,
out.
our defense is up and ready for the challenge because
And
if
honestly,
Bijan's going for 168, Saquon and Derrick Henry are pushing two.
dude, what struck me last night was Ivan Pace, who I'm a fan of Ivan Pace, but he put himself in perfect spots all night. And don't get me wrong, I get it's Bijan Robinson.
Yeah,
He's a tough player to tackle. If you're a linebacker and you get a hit on him in the backfield, at a
yeah,
minimum, you better be holding him up.
for sure.
But he just would slip out,
Yeah,
and I was shocked. I mean, felt like Ivan Pace missed like 8 tackles on Bijan last night.
yeah.
And,
Once
you
again, that
know,
slippery butter on those
yeah.
opposing teams' uniforms.
And not having Cashman, I mean, I think that,
Yes,
I think that was hard. Cashman being, that leader of the D, obviously a good run stopper. So, I think, again, watch the tape, learn
yeah,
something, and throw the tape away because
yes,
there's not much else you can do with it. And, there's still our guys. I'm still hopeful for the year. For
yeah,
as bad as we played last night, again, to be in the game for as long
yeah,
as we were. I
yeah,
mean, again, and when you turn it over 3 times, you usually don't win those games.
yeah. And like you said, the Falcons don't score an actual touchdown until 3 minutes 22 seconds left in the game,
Yeah.
and it was really a touchdown. I think the Vikings just kind of said, "Okay, we're going to
Yeah,
get
I mean,
the
at that
ball back."
point, I think
Yeah,
KOC said they let him in, which,
yeah,
of course, but it's like too little, too late at that point. So,
yeah. Well, like you said about JJ, I mean, I do want to shout out our boy JJ for becoming a father this past week. He had his first son, Rome,
Absolutely.
which my son, Rome, was pretty excited
Yep.
about.
Yeah, I bet.
But, personally, there's some stuff going on there. Very exciting week for him.
For sure.
Hopefully, as he moves back into this week, able to get a full week of reps and practice in as we go into the Bengals game. But I did see this on X. Dustin Baker, which is a great follow for Vikings fans. Vikings week 2 record over the last 16 seasons. You want to hear it?
It's got to be bad.
After last night, 3-12-1.
Oof, that is rough.
To keep it in perspective, like week 2s are not Viking specialties. You would have loved to see him go out there, get a win at home, start the year at home, right? But in the end, it's still week 2, and this is what I was talking with my dad about. Like, it's still week 2. Like, we got a lot of football left. We got a young quarterback who's still developing, still getting comfortable in there. So we
got key guys injured right now.
Yes.
Like, getting everyone back healthy is going to be huge.
Starting the year off with injuries is a lot better than finishing the year with injuries. So let's get these guys healthy, get them ready to rock. We do have the Bengals this week at home.
Joe Burrow-less Bengals.
Joe Burrow-less Bengals, who I hear the Bengals are making calls to the Falcons about Kirk Cousins. So how crazy would this be? Kirk Cousins is on the sidelines for the Falcons game, and then he's on the sidelines for the Bengals game.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd be curious even if he comes over this week, I would be shocked if he starts. Granted, if anyone could do it, it's probably Kirk. He's been around the league long enough, but I don't know, Jake Browning, former Viking, he's beat us before, so.
Well, yeah, I think back to that game when he did beat us, and it was like he just couldn't be stopped. But I think the defense was in a lot different point.
I was going to say, our defense has a lot more talent right now.
They were 30th ranked that season in the league than they are this season. But, Burrow's out games. Chase goes for 165 and a TD last week. You said Browning. He did have 300 yards, but he did have 3 interceptions in that game.
Which I'd take that trade-off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so, we'll see. I mean, I'm at home, there's good players on the Bengals team, but you got to beat them at home next week. And then you're international for 2. Yeah. Hopefully they go your way. Again, the Steelers look good.
The Steelers did lose to Sam Darnold yesterday.
Yeah. So they may be inconsistent. We'll see. I think they're beatable. You go into the bye 4-1, get everyone healthy. I know you got a rough stretch of games coming out, but maybe you steal 1 or 2 of those that you didn't maybe think you would. I mean, the NFL, it's crazy, man. You never know when injuries are going to pop up.
For sure.
When all of a sudden JJ gets it for the full game and it clicks. Yeah. Watch out. So
absolutely. Well, I think we're always going to be the purple dopes with hopes. So
always have hopes.
There's always hopes as we move forward. But I think you're right. I think a win this weekend is pretty crucial for the confidence of the team and the confidence of our quarterback. I don't know if you remember this, but last year we did have 2 games. And remember what was our record last year? We won how many games?
14-3.
We won 14 games last year. We did have 2 games last season without a field goal. Do you remember what those 2 games were? Oh, sorry, without a touchdown. Only field goals.
Oh, 2 games without a touchdown.
Yeah, without a touchdown.
The Jaguars, I remember, because that was a really, really tough one to watch. And then I believe the last Lions game.
Yes. So a team that went 14-3 last season did have 2 games in which they did not score an offensive touchdown. One of those we won against the Jags. And then we're gonna forget about that Lions game to finish out the season.
Just like we're gonna forget about this Falcons game.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest piece to NFL. Any Vikings players, if you are tuning into the Purple Dopes with Hope podcast,
which we know they are.
Yes, we know where you're watching. Please forget about this week. Okay, I love how KOC says it. It's all on to the next play. It's on to the next game. So let's keep that mentality. Vikings fans, if you're tuning in, Purple Dopes, keep the hopes. Next play, next game. That's what the focus is on. So excited to see. Are you going to be there in next weekend?
Yeah, I'll be there next weekend. Got my oldest son. He's jacked. Finally gets to go to a game. Okay. First 2 are late at night, so this will be the first one he gets to watch this year. So he's pretty excited.
Okay. Purple Dubs, if you are walking around US Bank and you see Darin, make sure you give him a what's up and get a selfie with this guy. I mean, come on.
Come hang out around Section 101. You'll see me around there sometime.
Section 101. Well, please drop any comments about your thoughts about the Vikings performance. We would love to hear it in the comments in YouTube. And then if you are on one of our podcast platforms, please review and then give us a rating on it. We love when those ratings are popping up. Currently a 5.0 on Apple.
So baby.
So there
Let's
we go.
go.
So, all right, friends, we'll be coming at you with next week to recap the Bengals game. But as always, remember, we skull, you skull, we all skull together.
Skull.